Hey guys, today we have Fusion by Rizwan. I'm just going to do a line talk. I'm just going to just tell you what I feel about this house, this brand, whatever you want to call it. Um, for me, I have tried a few other Indian houses before this. That is Oof and Menworks and Ababel and something else. I can't remember. Um, this for me, this line seems to be quality wise, performance wise, and just the general feel of how the juice is made. I feel it is sort of similar with Oof and Menworks and all that. Even though I will give Menworks a slight advantage over Fusion Berries one and Oof, but they're all very close. I feel they're all very close. They all seem similar. The blends all seem close to what they're trying to clone, but they will wear much lighter. Like they will be much more wearable during our summers, that is Indian summers. So they are very wearable. That is a big positive actually of all these houses. Easy to wear. They come close to scent profile. For me, nothing goes over 70%. But then again, yeah, you have to keep in mind also the price point of these. You get these at very good price points. They're amazing price points. So for the price points, I have no complaints at all. I am not going to complain at all for this price point that these things are. There's always some offer. I think a Fusion by Rizwan also keeps having some offers like buy three get two or things like that. Oof does the same. Menworks also. So end of the day, if you look at the price point, you take the per ml cost. You can't complain much. These guys have done a good job, and also keeping in mind for I'll give you an example right now. Let's talk about take this one. It's a good example. This one, Viking Rage. Viking Rage. Um, is basically, as the name says, Viking. It's Creed Viking. I think the clone they're trying to go after. This that itself is a fresh, sort of a spicy clone. So I had a small decant of that at one point. So I got this one just to see how close it gets to that, because I have a good scent memory of the OG, the Creed Viking clone. Now that one also has a lot of spicy notes. It has some, I think, it has some pink peppers, and it also has cloves and all that. So it has, even though that is a fresh scent, that has a lot of depth in the spice. So the spices have depth. The lavender in that one has depth. Now what happens here is you will probably not find a few notes, or you won't get a few notes, and if you do get a few notes, they will be very light. So you will not have the depth. Do not expect these to have the depth. Again, keep in mind, guys, keep in mind the price points of these. You can't get depth, and you can we at this price point we can't expect natural ingredients and all that. You will have synthetics in this, so it will be a little synthetic. But sometimes freshies, I've noticed that synthetics are pretty good. So yeah, they are. Yeah, this one is. Yeah, it gives me that same, that same sort of. It comes close. It reminds me of it, but does not remind me of the quality of the OG. So, but still, I can't complain. I'm not complaining. It's still very good. Um, it's very variable during our summers. Even when I'm saying even intense Indian summers, you can definitely pull this one off. You can wear it easy, and they all seem to surprisingly, all these houses, they seem to perform good. I, to be honest, I'm pretty, surprised and happy, surprised in a good way, that they all perform good. They do last a long time. And when I say a long time, you know, easy 4 or 5 hours, sometimes, project for a good 2 to 3 hours, they are projecting. I'm not saying beast mode and all that, but they are projecting very good for the price point. Again, I keep emphasizing price point, because price point is something that is really key for these guys, because they're giving you a product at a certain price, and you can't over expect. They do say that they're trying to clone something. They do come close. They will come about, I will say, at best 70% close, not more than that. um, this one again, the Boss, I think this one is a Boss bottle, the EDT, which is what, again, 70%. You get that nice apple sweetness that is there, but you just won't get the depth. But Boss Bottle EDT, this one actually lasts much longer than the Boss Bottle EDT. So performance on this one is much better actually than the Boss Bottle EDT. But is the scent good? Yeah, it's good. I mean, if you look at this just for itself, don't compare it. Just by itself is good. So if you're going to compare and if you're looking for a one-to-one, no, you won't get a one-to-one at this price point. It won't happen. Nothing is one-to-one. No one can do one-to-one. So it will get about 70% close. It performs good. It projects pretty good. Actually, to be honest, it'll actually project better than the freaking Boss Bottle EDT. Boss Bottle EDT, I love the scent. It's an old scent. I have good fond memories with that. It projects good. That one projects for maybe like 15-20 minutes or something, not more than that, at least on skin. And this one projects better. It lasts way longer time than the Boss Bottle EDT. So yeah, they're all variable. I think blue on steroids is this one is I think it's the Joe Malone Sage. It's called yeah, there's that thing called what's that? Wood sage and sea salt. I think that's the one. Yeah, it's wood sage and sea salt. So I like this one. Fresh, gives that, as the name suggests, it gives you that saltiness. It's a little bit marine saltiness, slightly. So it's nice. It's very nice. I like this one actually. Even like, you want to like go ahead and use it like a freaking aftershave, you can use that one. It's so nice. That one does very good. So it won't last too long. It won't last like probably as much as the Office. I think this one is the BDC. Yeah, this is the trying to copy the BDC. This one, that is a Blue de Chanel. So it won't last as much as this, and probably the Viking Rage and all that. But for what it is, it lasts good. And even the OG, the one is trying to clone the one that is a cologne. So the concentration is a cologne concentration. So this thing is a parfum concentration. So at least this thing is going to be higher than a regular EDP. So surprisingly, it does last. This thing actually lasts long. To be honest, actually, I will take this one over the original, because that one, it doesn't offer too much over this. The saltiness is a little more intense in that one, which is what I get. But this one gives you a good freshness and all that. And then let me talk about this one. This one actually was my favorite. Actually, I like this one. I did nice few wears on this. I really like this. For me, this is same in the ballpark of the I mean, not very new, but the Latafa Dynasty, which is also a tea based perfume. So this one reminds me of that, the Latafa Dynasty, the tea based, and of course this thing reminds me of the Nishane's Oolong Cha, which is my absolute favorite when it comes to tea based scents. And there's a difference in the tea notes. They say the Dynasty is Rooibos tea, and the was that the Oolong Cha. I think that's oolong tea. I mean, the quality of Nishane's Oolong Cha is like, no comparison. But this one is like a fresh tea scent, which I was a little surprised. I actually like this one, even compared to, let's say, Dynasty. They're all good. Like, see, the Latafa Dynasty, they're all nice. I'm not saying they're not good. But this one actually feels there's tea and then there's freshness in this. So there's aromatics as well with tea. But if you see the Latafa's Dynasty or even Oolong Cha, they feel they're straight tea. They're fresh. They give you a little bit of green, but not aromatic. They're not aromatic. This one is aromatic actually. So this one actually was very refreshing. I enjoyed this one actually in particular. Now BDC, this one, nah, I mean, it's fine by itself. Is nothing special. I mean, you can get it if you like, typical blue scent. You don't want any surprises. Blue de Chanel, maybe this is like 50% or something of that, because Blue de Chanel, you need to understand, the scent itself is not the main thing. It's not about the scent. It is, Chanel has some kind of aldehydes they use, and those propel the freshness. They propel all the notes in that. So that's the speciality of Blue de Chanel. It's not that the scent is something amazing. It's just the aldehydes. People, when you spray Blue de Chanel, what you enjoy is the aldehydes in that. So they propel all the notes. The notes are, they become aromatic. They go into the air. They diffuse so well in the air. So Bleu de Chanel, yeah. So they use those aldehydes, which is what this one is. It's fine. It's good. It's a bluish scent, blue, freshy sort of scent. It gets the job done. It does last a fair bit. So couple of hours, no problem. It'll keep projecting, and it's good. So I have no issue. The Creed Viking thing. I already spoke about this. Aqua, this one again has that Isimiyaki. I think this is the Isimiyaki EDT. That's what it's trying. It is good. Nothing extraordinary again with this one. It's there. It does have that, the Isimiyaki like smell. Yeah, this one has that citrusy sort of a fresh opening. Again, don't expect Isimiyaki sort of exact clone, but you'll get the picture. If you like that, you will be able to wear this one way easily. Again, remember the price points. This is like fantastic price point. This is excellent price points on most of these Indian houses. They actually give you a very good deal nowadays. Then buying all these other generic stuff that they're there in the market, that you can buy off on Amazon or Mintra. Some of these brands like, I don't know. I'm not going to name some of these brands, but yeah, you know what I mean. Not the big, like the brand houses that make cheapies, like super cheapies. I think, yeah, I'll give you a name actually. Why not? Like, let's say Bella Vita and all that. Then getting something like Bella Vita and all that stuff, these offer much better quality. If you look price wise, maybe they will seem slightly more expensive than Bella Vita when it comes down to per ml cost. These offer you much better quality sense, and also projection and longevity. This is much better. So this was just a general line talk anyway about this. This is just what I just felt about these guys. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching the video, and I will catch you soon. Bye.